Anime cyberpunk style meets skirmish combat in Infinity. Experience 8 high-tech factions and fight to control the human sphere at the Infinity Hub on beastsofwar.com. Fight for the Iron Kingdoms as a warcaster. Take control of the mighty jacks, arcane devices, and dark sorceries to bring the fight to the War Machine Hub on beastsofwar.com.
Good news, everyone!
We're doing historical again.
We're talking about vehicles again in World War II.
Welcome to What's in the Box.
Absolutely. Now, we are looking at Flames of War. We are looking at the StuG G Platoon. Now, this is a full plastic kit.
Yep.
I remember back in 2010...
You did this kit.
I did this kit before, but I believe it was the resin hybrid kit.
Not sure, and we can't prove anything because it got hit with the YouTube nuke.
Yes, it did.
At the time.
Yes.
Shall we crack open the box?
We shall, yes.
So...
You will get 5, I believe, yes. You will get 5 StuGs in your platoon.
Yep, so there you go, Master Lance.
Okay, right. If I can find my close cam, which is here. Here we have our sprue. Now, what was the first thing that strikes you about this sprue?
There are 2 top hulls.
There are 2 top hulls. There are also 4 main guns.
Yes, there are 4 variants, I assume?
Sort of, yeah, sort of. What we have at the top here, this upper hull, is the late war upper hull.
Okay.
Or the late version of the StuG III upper hull. The only real difference is...
I see 2. I see 2 differences.
All right, go on.
Right, so on the top of the hull here, in this little point here,
yes.
On the early version, there's a little cap. So if you pull that into shot, so we have a little cap here. And here is also left blank, whereas here there is another little cap. That's the only differences I really see.
Right, well.
So what have I missed?
You have missed this little piece here. This little circular piece in front of the...
Ah, a little
hatch.
antenna thing?
No.
No?
Because you'll see on this one, on the earlier version of the StuG, it doesn't have that.
Ah, I see.
Now this is for what's called the remote controlled machine gun.
Right.
On the late war version, there was a... both of them had an MG on the top that you could fire.
Yeah.
But on the early version of the StuG, on this one, it was just a gun shield and you had the machine gun. You opened your hatch, you got out and used the machine gun through the shield. On the late version, it was basically a shaft straight through the hull, the top of the hull, to handlebars.
Oh, right.
2 little handlebars. And you could turn the machine gun.
And what, did you have
round.
a little periscope or were you firing blind?
You were probably firing blind, but I'd say there would be some sort of vision there somewhere.
Okay.
You were generally firing blind.
Yeah. Also on the late war one, I'm seeing just a little bit of extra armor plate here and 2 little towing eyes, are they, on the sides?
No, those will probably be lifting hooks or something, or lifting points
so
to remove the top.
The components I'm on about are here at the commander's cupola.
Yep.
And if you look just in the front here, there's a little bit of extra detail in there, which you don't have on the early version.
Yeah. Now, the little bit of extra armor was just put in place there for deflection value.
Yeah.
You know, to stop machine gun
shrapnel?
rounds. Yeah, shrapnel, machine gun rounds, anything like that. Sort of moving away from the vehicle rather than just hitting it. Right, we'll get back to the sprue. So we have the late war upper hull. We have the standard lower hull.
Yep.
We have the early war upper hull.
Yep.
We'll then go round to the guns. So these are the early version gun mantlets, these angular welded and bolted pieces. So you'll have the short barrel 105 howitzer.
Yep.
You have the longer barrel 75mm anti-tank gun.
Yep.
Further up, we have the early war machine gun. So we have the machine gun itself
and it actually says
shield.
early beside it on the sprue.
Yeah, which is also handy. We have 2 commander hatches, 1 open, 1 closed, because there are crew with the kit as well.
Yep.
Further up, we have the late war machine gun mount.
Yep. So this would be your remote control one.
This is the remote control one. And then at the very top, we have the later war version gun mantlet for the 75 and the 105 howitzer.
Yeah. Nice.
Cross onto the second part of the sprue. We'll start down at the bottom. We have the Schertzen plates.
Yep, which are lovely.
Always.
Although, didn't you say sometimes you would actually cut these up and have them on at strange angles just because it would have been beat up, damaged and stuff?
You drive through a hedge with this stuff on. It's only about 6mm plate, so it's going to bend and twist when you.
Yeah, so if you're wanting to do a little conversion work, there's a little spot you can work on.
Further along, so from the Schertzen on the back, we have the spare track sections. This one will go basically anywhere you want it to.
Yep.
The second one down will go on the front lower hull. This one is a combined piece which has the back shell ejection port, 2 antenna, and spare track for the back of the superstructure.
Right.
If I flip the sprue back over again, we have the front armor for the driver's compartment.
Aye. Okay.
And then further up, of course, we have the track sections.
Yeah.
Which,
and then we
again,
have a couple of little stowage bins here as well.
Yep, so stowage boxes and jerry cans.
Yeah, and a couple of spare wheels.
The track is superb looking. It's really nicely made. It's really nicely designed.
Yeah, it's got really great detail on it for such a small kit. Yeah. I haven't played 15mm just yet. I am considering it. I am in talks with a couple of people in the club about maybe going 15mm.
Are you going to go 15mm Flames of War?
That's what I mean.
Good.
Faction I'm considering? Perhaps Russians.
Of course.
Well, what? I'm already doing Germans. I mean, like, well, hang on, what bolt action armors do you have at the minute?
Well, I have Germans.
You have Germans, right?
I have Germans. I've only really played Germans. I've collected Russians, though. At one point, I collected a tank company.
Yeah, well, you see, I think there's a confident trained tank avoid company that I might go for.
Oh, well, fair enough.
Yeah, I was talking to Johnny at the club. He said they're quite good, so I could maybe be facing off against you with maybe a unit or two of these.
Well, with my German army having 10 Panzer IVs in it.
Yeah, and if Warren gets his hands on these, you know he's nicking them for his Nachtwolf.
He's going to ruin them. He's going to ruin them and paint them badly, and it's going to be like, why?
The historical twitching begins.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So we have a built version of this, yes?
We have a built one, yeah. No, I built it.
Before that, we have our little crew.
Yeah, we have our crew. We also have a transfer sheet.
Yeah.
Which has all your unit markings.
Yeah.
And your Balkan cross.
Yeah. So it's nice to see plastic crew members.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, it's that nice little extra detail. If you're dumb enough to stick your head out of a tank, you may as well look good while you're doing it.
No, well, okay. Right, built version then.
Yeah.
And ta-da!
Nice.
So this is based on a sort of early gun mantlet, late war StuG.
Right.
I mixed the two kits because I was looking at them going, well, I've seen pictures of the early mantlet still being used in the late war period. I've seen that machine gun, so it's a refit.
So basically this thing's been retrofitted with the late gun?
Yes.
Or basically it's took a knock and had to have the old gun put in?
No, it would be a refit.
Really?
Yeah, it would be a
like
refit.
the hull, I think, is the late war one because it's got all those little bits we were pointing out.
Yep.
So I would assume the gun would have had to been refitted into it.
It might have been a gun they found off. They dragged off another one.
Yeah, our gun is screwed. Let's put this older one in, it'll still work.
Yeah, it's still just as good. It's still a 75. It's still going to go through a Sherman or a T-34.
Yeah.
So shall we move on to the historical context?
We can a little bit if you like. I don't want this to drag out because I've had one or two complaints from the boys in the office going, why are your unboxings of historical stuff 30-minute longs and everything else is about 10 to 15 minutes?
Because I'm here.
Yes, it's because John goes, historical!
Yep. So the StuG, as many of you Flames of War players will already know, is not technically a tank destroyer. It's not technically a tank hunter. StuG in itself means Sturmgeschütz, which roughly translates to assault gun.
Right.
Initially designed to be with short barrel 75 howitzers. These things would follow the panzers and follow the grenadiers in, and they would offer close support for the infantry.
Okay.
Later on, they realized we need to upgun these things a little bit because the 75's rubbish.
Right.
So they started sticking 105mm howitzers on them.
Okay.
And later on the 75mm.
Yeah.
So they then became a tank hunter in essence. They weren't a proper Jagdpanzer. They weren't never called Jagdpanzers. But that's what they ended up doing. Germany built thousands of these. It's probably one of the most mass-produced vehicles they did during the Second World War.
But how was the kit to put together? How long did it take you to build a StuG?
I'd give it 10 minutes once I realised what I was going to do with it and how I was building it.
That's not bad.
The only thing I actually added to it was I drilled the gun barrel out.
Yeah, but you want to do that just because it looks nicer.
Yeah. And
it's little details like that that really bring a miniature to life.
It also, very handily, I don't know if it's done on purpose or not, but the join part of the sprue to the gun is right dead centre in the gun muzzle. So all you have to do is put your pin vise to that and you've already centred the hole, so
that's nice.
Just straight through and it's easy enough to do.
That's very nice.
Very handsome, tidy little kit.
Yes. They're a handsome little vehicle.
They are a handsome little vehicle. I can see why Warren likes them so much. As much as it makes me cringe every time he goes to paint one.
Yeah. But such is life.
Such is life. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for having a look at this little unboxing and letting me wax lyrical for a couple of minutes, even though I'm not supposed to. If you have any comments, queries, suggestions, things to throw at Justin, or corrections that Orscani wants to throw at me as well. The comment section down below, either at beastsofwar.com, on Facebook or YouTube.
Yep.
So thanks again very much, and we'll see you again soon.
Progress comes to a world of magic as science and the arcane combine to make marvels. Meet steampunk inventors and orc mystics at the Volsung Hub on beastsofwar.com. From Viking halls to the cities of the future, terrain buffs will love our foreground hub. Watch gaming tables of all genres come to life at beastsofwar.com.